It's great to have such great friends hosting the event and supporting us, and the Ireland Funds are obviously such an amazing supporter that just before I got up, Katrina nudges me and says, "Darren, it's been such a phenomenal night. Don't stuff it up." I'll try. Incredible. If we want to bring about change in Ireland, we have to do it ourselves. We can't wait for anyone else to step up and fix things for us. We can't just sit back and complain about the way things are, about the status quo. We have to act, and we have to act now. Solutions, real change, will only begin when we stop fighting the old and we focus all of our energy on building the new. Earlier today, you probably were caught up in the road blockages because of the budget, and there was big announcements, big new spending, and there's definitely an economic recovery on the way, which is hugely positive. We have to look at that as a positive thing. We've started to see the unemployment rate falling. We've started to see government revenues increasing. There's slightly improved optimism. Our rugby team and our soccer team are performing again. Yes, thank you, yes. But that is encouraging, and it has to be welcomed. The question that we ask, and the question that I'd ask, the danger, is that we're just on the road back to where we were before. Who here wants us to go back to where we were 10 years ago? Who wants us to look back and say that this is where we're going? Or would we rather look back in 20 years' time and say, we didn't just build an economy, we didn't just build our finances back, but we actually rebuilt our society, and we built a country that we could all be proud of. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that things don't just change on their own. We're not just going to suddenly, because we want to, end up in a different place than where we were before. We actually have to create that existence for ourselves, because any of the new resources announced today will just be spent on the same old approaches otherwise. And we still won't be solving our social problems quickly enough. The social entrepreneurs you've met tonight, they're experts in building the new, as you've heard. They see problems as opportunities, and they set about tackling them using innovative approaches, using business-like approaches. And they have been so motivated by personal experiences that they overcome the challenges, that they choose to act. And when they make that choice to act, it inspires others around them. It turns the problem into a solution. It shifts our focus. And they allow us to see how things can be different. That first decision that they make to act is the lead domino that creates a huge knock-on effect, creates momentum. Suddenly the friction dissipates, and what didn't seem possible before is possible. People follow them. Leadership creates more leaders because everybody wants to be part of the solution. Everybody wants to be part of something constructive. And you've seen that here tonight. I don't think any of the awardees, when they first said, I'm going to do something about this, none of them could have imagined they'd be on this stage tonight, but that's where it's brought them, and that's where the impact has come from. And in most cases, the impact they've had is far greater than anything they ever could have imagined previously. And we've seen that here tonight, but we've also seen it with our awardees over the last 10 years. And this was brought back to me. I was in New York 3 weeks ago, meeting with some of our donors there who are linked in with through the Ireland Funds. And I bumped into, at an Irish-American event, Joan Freeman, who some of you might know, the founder of Pieta House, a suicide prevention charity. And Joan, I guess it took me back 6 years since I started with Social Entrepreneurs Ireland, and Joan was one of the first awardees that I worked with. And back then she had one centre up and running in Lucan. Today they have 9 centres all around Ireland, and they've worked with 30,000 people who are suicidal or self-harming. And what was really incredible about meeting Joan was that she was in New York to open the first ever Pieta House Centre in the United States, the first one outside of Ireland. Thank you, that gave me a moment. But it was the first one outside of Ireland, and it really struck home to me again that these are solutions that the solutions that the social entrepreneurs are coming up with won't just change this country, but they could change the world. And that's an incredible thing to be a part of. And that's what we want to do. We want to change Ireland. We really want to do that. And we believe we can do it because we have incredible social entrepreneurs in this country, and you've met some of them tonight. But also, I believe we can do it because there are, I don't know, 150 people standing at the back of this room who couldn't get seats here tonight. There's 600 chairs out. The response we've had is incredible, and we have incredible support. You heard from Tommy earlier. He's hugely humble about the role and the impact that DCC have had on our organisation. The ability for me to pick up the phone to Tommy Breen, CEO of DCC, and seek his guidance and his counsel as we're developing this organisation is just invaluable. So Tommy, huge thanks to you and your team. It makes a massive, massive difference. And the same is true for Nora Casey and the rest of the business community in Ireland, entrepreneurs in Ireland who see in these social entrepreneurs, they see themselves. And when I picked up the phone to Nora and asked her to host the event, she was joking earlier. I think she was genuinely delighted to do it. I think she was phenomenal. So thank you, Nora. So we have incredible support. We have had incredible support, but what got us to this point won't get us to where we want to go next. And for us to fulfill our potential, for us to fulfill the potential of the awardees, we need to increase that support. We need more resources, we need more pro bono support, we need more volunteers, we need more people to spread the word and to champion the work of these social entrepreneurs. And you know what, you're in this room, so it's got to be you guys, okay? This year we launched a Count Me In campaign, which is an opportunity for people to say, you know what, I believe in the work you're doing, and count me in. Put up my hand and say whether it's resources you need, whether it's a connection, an introduction you need to somebody, whether I can give my skills as a pro bono supporter to your work. Count me in. And there's details of that in the booklets on your seat, but also online. So please get in touch with us about that if you want to be a part of this. And we know we need to do more because these awardees are incredible. But one of the biggest moments that stuck with me this year was when we were sitting in the offices at SEI and we had to make the decision about who would be the 3 Impact awardees this year. We got over 200 applications and we were down to the final 6 to make that decision. And every single one of those 6 could have been on this stage tonight. That's the reality of it. But we weren't able to support them because of the limited resources we have. And when I looked around the team, we were deflated having just chosen these incredible people to support because we know we can do more. And the encouraging thing for me was that looking around at the team, we didn't even have to say it. The team at SEI is phenomenal. They are as motivated, as passionate, and as talented as they are the social entrepreneurs that we support. And I just feel very, very lucky to be able to work with them. So I'd like to thank all of them for their incredible work. Annalisa, Siobhan, Eamon, Orla, Sarah, Jane, Connor. I just named them all while you were clapping, so you'll have to take my word for it that you're all named. But in particular, I'd like to thank Maria, who put such sterling work into last year's award event was Maria's first event, and she organised it and managed it. It was in Christchurch and it was phenomenal. Maria challenged herself to double the size of the attendance at the awardees to improve it even further. Well done. Amazing. The work of the social entrepreneurs is absolutely inspiring. We can see that. But this isn't a spectator sport. We can't just sit and kind of applaud. We need to get involved too, and all of us need to play our part in whatever way that is. I'd like to ask the social entrepreneurs tonight just to stand for one moment, if they would. Okay. I'd like to ask all of you, not the social entrepreneurs, but everyone else, everyone who's sitting down, apart from the people at the back, I'd like to think and reflect what moment tonight from their stories really struck you. What is the moment tonight that has inspired you to act? And I'd like you just to think about that and think about how in the next year you could support Social Entrepreneurs Ireland so we can help these incredible people succeed and to change Ireland for the better. I'd also like to ask, I know we have some alumni, some former winners of our program in the audience as well. I'd like to ask them to stand up. Reveal yourselves. It's almost like we've had people secretly planted in the audience, but these are real live social entrepreneurs. Yeah, believe it. You've heard tonight about the. Please stay standing. Please stay standing. Because the audience has heard tonight about the incredible. You've all heard tonight about the incredible impact that the social entrepreneurs are making. You've heard about the differences that they're making to people's lives, and you've heard about the incredible plans they have to grow and scale and develop these amazing organizations. But what we haven't heard about is the sacrifices that all of these people make. We haven't heard about the personal sacrifices, the toll it takes personally, the impact it has on their families and the financial implications that this decision makes for them. These people make incredible sacrifices, not for financial gain, but to improve the world around them and to make Ireland a better place, and we can't let them do that alone. So I'd like you to join me and the team and the board at Social Entrepreneurs Ireland and standing shoulder to shoulder with these social entrepreneurs tonight and recognising and showing the work that they do is valuable, because if this is the moment that all of us decided to act, then this will be the moment everything changes. Thank you.